All right, get this. Simple exercise, saving lives in Zambia. Who knew? But that's what we're diving into today, folks. This case from the Medical Journal of Zambia, really fascinating stuff about cardiac care, especially for those of you in the medical field, or even if you're just, interested in how the body recovers.
Yeah, really remarkable.
So we're looking at this 27-year-old guy, had to have a pericardiectomy.
Big procedure.
It is. They had to remove the sac around the heart. And all this because, well, he had a recurring pericarditis and this complication, cardiac tamponade.
Yeah, and this case really highlights why cardiac rehabilitation is so important, especially in places where resources are limited. It's about, making the most of recovery, not just getting through the surgery.
Absolutely. It's about thriving, not just surviving.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
So this young man, he starts with these nagging chest pains, eventually diagnosed with tuberculous pericarditis, TBP.
Oh, yeah, TBP.
Sadly, a common cause of pericarditis in Africa, often tied to the HIV epidemic.
It is, unfortunately.
But before we get too deep into the specifics, for those who might not be cardiology buffs, what exactly are pericarditis and cardiac tamponade? I mean, break it down for us.
Okay, so picture this. Your heart's like a fist, constantly punching inside a balloon. That balloon, that's the pericardium. Now, if that balloon gets inflamed, every punch, it's agony. That's pericarditis in a nutshell.
Ouch.
Yeah, not fun. But cardiac tamponade, that's even worse. It's like someone's filling that balloon with water while your heart's trying to pump.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, pressure builds up, the heart struggles. It can be really dangerous if it's not treated quickly.
Powerful image really drives home how important it is to tackle these conditions head on.
Absolutely.
Now, this study, it points at this big gap in standardized rehab protocols after a pericardiectomy, especially in these resource-limited places. And that's where this case is so interesting. They actually came up with a unique approach, starting with pre-op physiotherapy, deep breathing exercises, respiratory muscle training, even some resistance work.
It's all about being prepared. You want the lungs in top shape before going into surgery. Those breathing exercises, that's what they do.
Yeah.
And the respiratory muscle training strengthens those breathing muscles, like a boot camp for your diaphragm.
I like that, boot camp for your diaphragm.
Gotta be ready. And then the resistance training, that helps keep the overall muscle strength up so the patient's in the best possible condition to bounce back.
Makes sense. It's like prehab for heart surgery, getting the body ready for what's coming.
Exactly.
So surgery goes well, and right away in the ICU, our patient starts post-op physiotherapy, ankle pumps, hand grips, assisted sitting, and, of course, more of those essential breathing exercises.
Got to keep those lungs working. Early mobilization is key. Getting the patient moving helps prevent those complications like a collapsed lung, atelectasis, and pneumonia.
Right.
Those simple exercises get the blood flowing, keep muscles from stiffening up, and really encourage deep breathing to open up the lungs.
It's amazing how much those early movements can make a difference.
It's huge.
It's not about running a marathon. It's about preventing setbacks, setting the stage for a smoother recovery.
Exactly.
And as he got stronger, the rehab ramped up. They added stair climbing and stationary cycling, gradually increasing activity levels. I imagine for someone who's just had heart surgery, that must feel pretty amazing, like a real accomplishment.
So absolutely. And it's all about a controlled progression.
Right.
Building that strength and stamina safely, step by step, pedal by pedal.
That's the key.
It is.
And the results are impressive. 3 follow-up visits,
Yeah.
2 weeks, 3 months, 1 year, and each time he's doing better. In the 6-minute walk test, he goes from 350 meters to 430 meters. Then a year later, boom, 500 meters.
Wow, that's incredible.
It is. And the spirometry, that's the lung function test. Those results also show improvement. 70%, then 75%, and finally a year out, 89%.
These numbers are fantastic. They really show how even simple, tailored exercise programs can dramatically improve recovery, particularly in resource-limited settings.
And not always about fancy equipment.
Right. Sometimes it's about smartly applying basic, solid principles.
It's truly inspiring, the impact a well-designed rehab plan can have, even when resources are tight. It really shows what you can achieve with a little creativity and tailoring solutions to the specific needs of the patient.
I agree. It's really powerful.
But this raises a big question. How do we scale this kind of success? Not just for one person, but for many. How do we make sure that cardiac rehabilitation is available to everyone, no matter where they are or what resources they have access to?
That's the million-dollar question, and it's something we'll dig into much deeper in the next part of our deep dive.
Right.
We'll be exploring the emerging trends, innovations, and the challenges facing the future of cardiac rehab in both resource-rich and resource-limited environments.